At 1930 Moscow time, on September 21st, 2025, a deadly hum pierced the calm of the Black Sea. Ukraine launched a daring drone strike on Putin's private Crimean retreat, the Foros Sanatorium. 6 OSA FPV drones silently deployed from a small fiberglass boat named the Magura V5, sliced through the waves like go. But what made this attack so remarkable wasn't just a target, it was the tactic, technology, and sheer nerve. Tonight, we reveal how digital age warfare transformed peaceful seas into an active battlefield. We explore how small, stealthy drones changed the rules of modern conflict and struck a powerful blow against the heart of Russia's occupied Crimea. Little did the Russian elite know, their fortress was vulnerable to a new kind of wound, one invisible to the naked eye, yet lethal beyond measure. This attack was more than a strike. It was a declaration. It showed the world that Ukraine's innovation and willpower could match any superpower's might. What followed that night would mark a turning point in modern warfare. It demonstrated how courage, cunning, and technology together decide battles now. Prepare to uncover the story behind the Phantom of the Black Sea. The Magura V5, a stealthy drone boat just 16 feet long, looks innocent but is a warrior in disguise. Covered in fiberglass, it glides quietly over the waves, avoiding enemy radar and patrol. This small vessel held inside its hull 6 OSA FPV drones, tiny, agile flying machines with the power to destroy armored targets. Each drone was about 13 inches long, armed with a 1.5-pound shaped charge. When exploded, this warhead focused its energy into a superheated jet capable of vaporizing armor or concrete. The perfect weapon for high-precision strike. The OSA drones are remarkable for their size and power. Developed by Ukraine's cutting-edge drone manufacturer, these drones combine speed, firepower, and smart navigation. Their small size means they can fly low and fast, evade radar, and reach targets deep inside enemy territory before disappearing as swiftly as they arrive. The Magura V5 acts as their silent mothership, bringing this deadly squadron into range without detection. One of the most ingenious aspects of this operation was the ghost chain tactic. Designed and executed by Ukraine's military intelligence, this strategy used the drones as a coordinated swarm. The lead drone releases a cloud of aluminum chaff, thousands of thin metal, strips that create a confusing blizzard of all targets on enemy radar. Behind this deceptive veil, the other drones maneuver stealthily, hiding in the shadows, moving in perfect sync. This kind of guerrilla warfare at sea is unlike anything the world has seen before. A blend of robotic, AI, strategy, and bravery that tipped the balance. It was not only a technical marvel, but a psychological method. The mighty hegemony had blind spots, and in those blind spots, small yet precise weapons held deadly power. Picture a radar screen, beeping, flickering, showing signals moving fast. As the drone swarm sped towards Crimea at 60 miles per hour, the lead drone created chaos by dropping strips of aluminum chaff into the air. This metallic cloud appeared as hundreds of enemy drones, flooding Russian radar operators with fake targets. This false blizzard forced the Russian air defenses to scramble in confusion and waste missiles on empty air. Behind the radar noise, the real drone attackers hugged coastal cliffs in a low-terrain shadow, flying just meters above the water. The drones managed to keep clear of sight for as long as possible. One drone even suffered antenna damage, making flight unstable, but the swarm's smart AI took control, adapting in real time and keeping the mission on course. This instinct-like navigation allowed them to navigate past heavy electronic jamming and missile fire, showcasing how AI and human ingenuity combined for maximum effect. For the Russian defenders, this electronic storm was a nightmare. Advanced surface-to-air missile batteries worked overtime, targeting phantom drones, wasting ammunition, and burning precious time. Radar operators could not tell the false signals from real threats. This confusion was exactly what the ghost chain tactic aimed to achieve. By combining low-level stealth with high-tech deception, the Ukrainian drone swarm took control of the battlefield's invisible electronic dimension. It turned from a simple attack into a masterclass of information warfare that broke the enemy's nerve. When Russian forces realized they were under attack, they responded with full fury. Surface-to-air missiles roared up into the night sky, fired from sleek batteries like the Panzer S-1, but their weapons often missed, chasing after chaff clouds instead of the real drone. Meanwhile, the Magura V5 played its own electronic trick, broadcasting a fake signal to mimic a much larger ship far offshore. This drew Russian naval patrols away from the actual drone strike zone, clearing the path for the deadly OSA UAV. Russian Air Force scrambled an Su-30 fighter jet, a $50 million missile platform designed for air superiority. The pilot faced a terrifying puzzle, multiple tiny targets at different speeds and altitude, darting in unpredictable patterns. It was like solving a math problem at the speed of sound. Russian missile targeting systems were overwhelmed, forced to make quick decisions with deadly consequences. consequences. On the ground, radio frequencies buzzed with massive electronic warfare. Russian operators unleashed jamming techniques, trying to silence the drones by flooding their control signal with static and false commands. But the OSA drones, hardened with advanced AI, ignored much of the interference. They flew with their own instinct, unmarred by the electronic hurricane. This battle was not just metal against metal. It was a contest of minds and technology between an aggressor, dependent on firepower, and a defender, harnessing new tools of digital warfare. In a striking act of deception, one of the attacking drones spoofed the identification friend or foe IFF code. It posed as a civilian passenger plane, its flight path aligned dangerously over a local school. This forced Russian commanders into an impossible dilemma: to shoot down what might have been a civilian plane, risking catastrophe, or hesitate and let the drone strike unchecked. That hesitation was fatal. 4 drones slipped undetected through the confusion, targeting the Foros Sanatorium's main hall without resistance. The shaped charges hit with the force of lightning, vaporizing the armored glass roof. Inside, chaos erupted as fires ignited and VIP vehicles were destroyed. The strike was surgical and devastating. The explosions also generated a strong electromagnetic pulse, which knocked out radar systems across the Crimean coastal region, blinding Russian forces in a critical moment of crisis. In just minutes, the imposing sanatorium was reduced to smoldering ruin, a powerful message sent from Ukraine's front lines deep into Russian territory. As dawn broke, revealing the destruction along the Black Sea, the world watched in stunned silence. The $50 million Foros Sanatorium lay in ruin, its walls shattered, its secret lost to fire. The strike was more than a military victory. It was a symbolic blow to Russian power in Crimea and beyond. Ukraine cemented control over its vital grain corridors, crippling Russia's logistical and strategic capability. The psychological impact was enormous. The message was clear: no fortress is untouchable. Small, smart weapons can take on even the mightiest power. One image captured the startling new reality of warfare: a young Ukrainian operator calmly directing the deadly ballet of drones from a secure bunker hundreds of miles away. The future of conflict will not be decided by sheer force alone, but by who controls the information, who masters technology, and who has the courage to innovate. For Russia, the Black Sea's coastal fortress had become a fragile sandcastle, poised to crumble before the rising tide of modern, high-tech warfare.